Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming to you from my car as I go through a car wash. Yeah, it's been quite a week. I mean, let me talk about some things that are going on that are good for me right now. Got a new project I started working on. It's kind of fun. I got some portion of it done already, but most of the work is ahead. But yeah, it's a little more interesting than some of the stuff I've been doing. Not that I'm complaining. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a nice break, and then I go back to finish the second section of that piece that I've been working on for months, really now. So yeah, kind of cool. I'm excited about that. Other than that, I mean, just my family. I mean, everything's going so good, and everybody's, doing their part, working hard, getting things done, stuff like that. So it's interesting just to watch everybody adapt to the summer. As you can tell, I told you I'm in a car wash. Adapt to the summer and working, and it's different from regular school life for them. So it's interesting to check that out and to watch these kids grow up, basically. It seems like my daughter may try to do tennis. She's going to go to the tennis camp at school and everything. I don't want to badmouth the high school volleyball program, but I'm going to go ahead and badmouth the high school volleyball program. It just really sucks because they have things picked out and things decided already. I really don't even know why they have tryouts and stuff like that because they've already got their teams picked out. And so it's bullshit, unless your parent is a big mouth and makes a lot of noise and all that stuff, probably you're not going to get that sweet spot. So we're not that way. Our kids earn the stuff that they earn on their own. And we're not going to raise a big fuss if they don't get playing time. We're not going to raise a fuss, at certain things, and we're not going to go kiss ass. We're not going to do any of that. That's just not legit, in my opinion. That's bullshit. So, yeah, I don't think she's would be satisfied with the squad she would be on, and she doesn't really get a chance to show off her real skills because the other players that are on the squad she would be on aren't good enough to set the ball up for her, and not just her, other players too are getting screwed out of this deal, and it's really bullshit, man. But it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. I knew it going in, and realistically, school volleyball isn't worth a shit anyway. If they're looking for people to go to college and all that stuff, it's going to be with club volleyball. That's where the real action is. And so, yeah. Hopefully I don't get in any trouble for saying all this stuff, or my daughter doesn't also. But yeah, man, it sucks. But at the same time, it'll be good for her to try something new and different. And to be honest with you, she's real good at swimming, but there's something about swimming that's different from volleyball and things like that. And that is that it's all up to you. It's an individual sport, essentially. You're on a team and you get points for your team and everything, but you don't really have to depend a whole lot on anybody else except yourself. And so I honestly think it'll be a better thing for her, in my opinion. I think she's better handling it, criticizing herself to become better and that sort of thing, rather than having to depend on other people and maybe not being able to, maybe they're not able to provide what you need in order to succeed or win. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope tennis works out for her. I think it's actually a good sport for her for that reason. And I also think it's a good sport because something about this kid is that in volleyball, she will do whatever it takes to make sure that ball doesn't hit the floor. And she will get there as quick as she can. She will sacrifice her body to get to that ball. And that's going to really translate well to tennis. So I think it'll be interesting, and hopefully it's something she can do and eventually let her in and just have more enjoyment out of it. We'll see. Hard to say, man. I don't know. We talked about golf also, but the thing with golf is it's such a big learning curve, It takes a long time to get good at golf. And she talked to me about it, and I said, look, when we go to Top Golf or even a driving range and I'm whipping off these hits and everything, that's because when I was little, I played, not well, but then I got older and played some more, a few years, I got a lot of years under my belt, so I'm able to approach the ball and nail the ball and hit it far. I have a tough time with my short game, and other things. So that's why I don't really play golf a lot, because it frustrates the shit out of me. But it is fun. It is a fun game, and it is interesting and all. I just don't know how it would sit with her in regards to the amount of patience that it takes to learn it. And also the whole idea of having to repetitively do things perfectly, making sure you do something perfect every single time. The way you hold the club, the way you swing your arms, the way you keep your eye on the ball, all that stuff is, it's kind of boring, and it's not super real exciting. And so I think, playing against an opponent is good for her. But at the same time, not putting down tennis at all, man, because the tennis greats have been playing forever. But I think she could be good enough to let her. That's all. All right. So let me start talking about some things that I'm into right now, because there is quite a bit this week. Nothing really new music-wise. I mean, I have, and you'll see, I'll put the links to the photos and stuff. I have listened to a few of the records that I have that I haven't really listened to before. I did also order another kind of side album from Vinyl Moon. It looks really good. I'm really interested in that, and I'll put a link to that playlist on Spotify if I can. But I dig it. It's electronic, kind of instrumental. No real singing that I hear, but I like it. It's kind of got a good summertime melodies and stuff like that. So, and they had a great price on it. They hit me up for it. I took advantage of it. Otherwise, in music, I'm just looking forward to my next Vinyl Moon album that'll be coming here pretty soon, probably at the beginning of next month. Yeah, that's it on music. Nothing else really, really new. Okay. All right, TV and movies. All right, what am I watching? First off, I finished the new season of Black Mirror, and I can tell you, I don't know how the hell they do it, man. But every season seems to be better than the last, and this season is no exception, man. This season is outrageously amazing. I absolutely love this season. And from the very first episode all the way through the last one, just solid. I really can't say enough good things about it. That show, if you appreciate sci-fi and kind of supernatural type stuff and somewhat horror, you need to be watching that show, because it is really different. It's really interesting, takes on things. It's an interesting show. I would highly recommend it. If you're not watching, I'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? If you're a fan of those things. Other than that, I haven't seen The Flash. I didn't see Into the Spider-Verse. Is that it? Or Across the Spider-Verse? I haven't seen really any of those new movies, and I don't know how interested I am in them. I will see them when they come out, on video or whatever. I'll watch them then. One cool thing that I did watch is I watched kind of a little mini documentary about The Exorcist, all right? And originally, William Peter Blatty kind of wrote that as a trilogy. The first, obviously, being The Exorcist, which we all know with Linda Blair. The film was made later and directed by William Friedkin. And then the third one is The Exorcist 3, which I don't know if you've seen that. It's kind of a weird film, but it's really, really good. And my understanding is that Jeffrey Dahmer used to watch it all the time, and he would show his future victims that movie, which is a little creepy and scary. I'm wondering if it wasn't just that he was hearing voices and stuff and wanted to share that with people. I don't know. That's fucked up, though. But there's one in between, and most people think, well, it must be The Exorcist 2, right? The Heretic. No, actually, William Peter Blatty had nothing to do with that. The second book is actually called The Ninth Configuration, and they did make it a film starring Stacy Keach and plenty of other actors as well, but Stacy Keach would be the one that most people would know. Maybe you guys don't. I don't know. I don't know what kind of movie buffs you are. But I watched it. I was interested in seeing it, and I watched it. And it's extremely odd and maybe even overly talkative, right? Not so much action, more horror in the aspect of discussions and what people are finding fear in. But it was interesting. I mean, I watched the whole thing and I really liked it. I don't know if I would watch it again. You know, I think once is probably enough on that sucker. But it still was really, really interesting and definitely not what I was really expecting. So that's a good one. And gosh, I mean, other than that, I really don't know. I mean, I have watched that Time Bandits. I told you guys I was getting a copy of that, and I really loved it. I watched that as soon as I got it, really. And it's really that. First of all, the transfer from the original negative is just beautiful. It really looks great, and it sounds great. Everything's great with it. Okay. I'm gonna go around this way. I know I'm talking to myself. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I really liked that copy of Time Bandits. So great film. All right. And other than that, I mean, nothing else I can think of movie or TV wise, you know? Yeah, I'm really scrambling to think of anything else. I can't. All right, on to reading. Have I been reading? Yeah, I have, actually. I've read a few comics that I've gotten recently. Let me tell you what they are. Since I'm recording this on the Zoom, I can kind of look at my device here. Let's see. All right, so the comics that I got are that All 8 Eyes. I think I told you guys about that one with the spiders. Love that. Read all the way through that already. Another one is Haunt You to the End, which is from Image Comics. I really like that one as well. That was just issue number 1 on that. And then I also got that 6th trade paperback of Something Is Killing the Children. I've kind of been reading on that as well. Fantastic stuff, man. I mean, that series is amazing. All right. What I did also pick up, I went ahead and subscribed to, is the new run of The Incredible Hulk. I like the Hulk. I haven't read everything about the Hulk, but I like the idea of the character, and I know enough about it to be interested in it. So I thought, hey, I'll read this new run. Who knows? It might be fantastic. It might make me a lifelong fan. Anyway, so there's that. But other than that, not really much. I did find out about some books that I'm going to listen to the audiobook of. And those are, what is it called? The 3-Body. Oh my God. It's a trilogy. And actually, I think it's a quadrilogy now. But The 3-Body Problem. And it's a trilogy by a Chinese author, Cixin Liu, and it's actually been translated and everything. But from what I know about it and from what I hear about it, it's possibly one of the best science fiction series ever written. So I'm really, really looking forward to listening to that. I do understand it's also an extremely gigantic bummer. But, I mean, it's science fiction, man. You just got to keep that in your head as you're reading it. But yeah, so I'll probably, or reading or listening to it, whatever, audiobook. So I'm probably going to start that one here pretty soon. I got to finish that Joe R. Lansdale book first, and then I'll go right into these. And there's 3 of them. So, yep, that's it on reading. Gaming, not much. I haven't played No Man's Sky again, which is sad. but I'm kind of interested in playing some Advance Wars. I used to play that on Game Boy Advance, and I really, really loved it. It's kind of a strategy game, and so I got a few little pocket emulator machines. One is called the Odroid, which I built. You know, they send you all the parts and everything, and you basically, it's almost like one of the Gunplas. You cut them off the stems and everything and assemble everything. And so I did that with that. And it's really cool. It's just that I don't really like the form factor of it. It's not super comfortable to hold, but it is a powerful little machine. I did also get another one, though, called the, what is it? The Go Pocket, or Pocket Advance, Pocket Go 2 Advance. And it is really cool. I ordered that a long time ago and played with it a little bit, but I think I'm going to use that and play some of these older games that I really like. And you can play PlayStation 1 and I think even Dreamcast games on that thing. So I don't know, but I just want to play some Advance Wars and you know, enjoy a little bit of that to pass the time. And what was I talking about there? I was going to say something. Oh, Gunpla. Let me talk a little bit about Gunpla. So I finally finished this giant Gunpla, or master grade Gunpla, that my wife and kids got me for Christmas a couple years ago now. Not even this year, the year before. I finally finished that bastard. And it's a little bit bigger than the other ones. The other ones I think are 1/144th. This is 1/100th. So it's a little bit larger. But yeah, it looks great. I'm pretty happy with it. I probably need to go in and mess with some of the decals and stuff and soup it up a little bit. Maybe do some line edging in it. I know you guys don't know what that is unless you do Gunpla. But yeah, I'll probably mess with it a little more and try and make it look a little bit better. But it still all went together well. So many steps in that thing. I mean, even if I wouldn't have taken that long, it would have taken me a while regardless, because it's way more advanced than what I was used to. But when I was done with that, I kind of had the fever, so I went ahead and I had a Bandai Gunpla for R2-D2 and BB-8. So I went ahead and made those guys and put them together. And now I have one for Boba Fett's Slave One ship. I know that's not what it's called. I don't fucking get why we have to be politically correct on science fiction. But yeah, this ship's name is Slave One. End of story. But they're calling it Boba Fett's starship now. I guess they're trying to get away from the word slave. Not that that has anything to do with anything on Earth. Okay? Yeah, slavery's bad. It is. That's kind of the point of the name of the ship, you fucking dummies. All right. Anyway, so I have that one to do next, and I'm kind of looking forward to putting that sucker together too. And I think I have four or more additional Gunpla that I haven't built, including the big dog I got in New York, which is technically 2 models within it. So kind of got back into that a little bit. I enjoy it. It helps pass the time. It's fun to just spin some records while I'm doing it. I'm at one end of the table working on it. My wife's at the other end kind of doing work or whatever, you know, for some other stuff that she does. So yeah, it's been kind of fun doing that again. We'll see. And then last but not least, podcasts. Nothing really new with podcasts. Pretty much the same stuff. Let me see here. I'm trying to think if there's anything new that I haven't talked to you guys about. Not really. Betrayal, I'm just further into that series. Yeah, that's it. Freeway Phantom, I'm still listening to. I Survived. Death Island a little bit. Not really too much on that one anymore. And then, of course, the radio rental, whenever they have new episodes. They've been pretty good about every week on that one, too. So, been listening to those as well. That's it, guys. I mean, not a whole ton of stuff going on. Pretty much normal. I can tell you I have been a little bit bummed out. I'm not sure why exactly. I don't know. But I've had trouble sleeping. And I think a lot of that has to do with, you know, I have kind of an odd set of teeth. All right, I was born with them that way. Like I don't have any wisdom teeth in the back on the bottom. Definitely on one side of my face, my teeth literally stop like about halfway back, and there's nothing beyond that. So I have stuff like that going on, and I've always had that issue, you know. What it's kind of become slowly is that on the right side of my mouth, my right, my bottom teeth sit a little bit lower than on the left side of my mouth, so my bite's off kilter a little bit. And if I don't wear my mouth guard, my grinding guard, when I go to sleep, and I use Remy for those, by the way. I had a real nice one from the dentist's office, but it ends up sucking. I'm going to go ahead and stop this, though, because my daughter's getting ready to come out and get in the car, I believe. I think that's her. Anyway, if I don't wear that mouth guard, dude, I will wake up feeling like somebody hit me in the head with a bat all night. If I do wear it, it's still not going to feel great the next morning if I'm particularly grinding. I'm having a particularly grinding evening. But it's definitely better than if I don't wear it, okay? So I think that has a little bit to do with it. I think that not feeling good from that. It culminated in today. I was at work and just felt horrible when I woke up and was just really struggling. I felt exhausted. Didn't feel all that great because of the pain from that waking up. And I did wear my guard last night. So I ended up burning a half day, sick day, you know. No big deal. But that's what I did. So, yeah. I got to get this figured out. I got to figure out what's going on. Cheer it up a little bit more, you know. Enjoy the happiness of all the stuff that's going on in my life instead of starting to let this thing kind of get me down. So I got to quit it. All right. So yeah, that's kind of going on as well. And there was something else I was going to tell you, but I cannot remember what the hell it is, guys. That's so sad. All right. That's all I got for this week, guys. I will catch up with you guys next week. And we'll talk a little bit more about stuff. But until then, do me a favor and get off my lawn.